What's going on, guys? In this video, look at the big trade went down day 2 of the draft with Moser, Conor Geekie, a 2nd and 7th round pick being traded to the Tampa Bay Lightning by the Utah Hockey Club for Mikhail Sergachev. This one definitely caught me off guard. I think it caught most people off guard. So maybe Tampa Bay is trying to clear some cap space for Steven Stamkos. Breezebois said that's not the case, but obviously, time will tell. Maybe they're going to go for somebody else. I've heard potential Jake Gensel rumors. Now, unfortunately, Utah is not in the game yet, but we know that they are the Arizona Coyotes, just with a different logo. So we're going to add all these pieces here. Again, big package for sure. So Moser is a pretty solid young defenseman, 23 years old, 82 overall in game. Again, I feel like, Tampa Bay definitely gets a decent replacement there for Sergachev. The big piece going back the other way is definitely Conor Geekie. In-game, 70 overall, high top 6, former 11th overall pick back in 2022. They also got a 2nd round pick in 2025 and a 7th round pick in 2024. I'm actually not sure whose 7th it is. Okay, I just double checked. It was actually Arizona's 7th and 2nd. So that 2nd, could be an early 2nd. Although they made another trade for John Marino, which I might look at. So the Utah hockey team could actually be, pretty decent next year. And again, they get back Sergachev. I can't believe, Tampa Bay trades him away. So as you can see, he's actually the 6th most valued player on the team. I'm surprised Hagel, same amount of value, I guess, same rating, same age. And he's going to be making less money. More money than that in real life. It's like $6.5 million. Probably has to do with them being under the salary cap in game. But you guys can see here the Coyotes do like Sergachev. And they have both the 7th and the 2nd on the block. Tampa Bay would have too many players. Okay, so just to make this easy on myself, we'll send back Sean Day, who should have basically no value. Can't believe, former exceptional status in the OHL. So looking at it here, there's actually a lot more value on the Arizona side. But Sergachev's definitely the biggest piece. I mean, medium difficulty. The Coyotes might say yes. Let's see what happens here. Trades rejected. Okay, so they do say no. I thought, at least it might be close. And the Lightning weren't done there, guys. They actually traded Tanner Jeannot as well, making a little over $2.5 million. I feel like, he's a good 4th liner at this point, and they got a 2nd and a 4th from the Kings. Absolutely insane return. Now, unfortunately, the Kings will be over the max salary cap. I mean, honestly, I could probably retain 50% on him, and they're still going to say no because a 2nd and a 4th. I think the Lightning absolutely fleeced the Kings here. And yeah, EA agrees. The Kings should not have given up that much. And now next year, guys, look at the Sergachev trade from Utah's perspective. I should mention, too, who I think won this trade. Personally, I think it's pretty fair, but normally the way I look at it is the team that gets the best players, the team that usually wins. In this case, of course, that is Utah. So I'm going to give them a slight edge, but I do think, Tampa Bay got quite a bit of value. Again, Sergachev, he's 25, 26 at this point in real life. He's a top pairing defenseman. I wouldn't say he's a number 1, but he's a top pairing guy. Definitely the contract's a bit much, but Utah's got a ton of cap space, so it shouldn't be an issue at all for them. I feel like, honestly, he'll be a really good fit there as their number 1. What's kind of funny, too, is I think the 2 defensemen Utah brought in today in Sergachev and Marino are immediately their 2 best defensemen, so they're definitely not trying to suck, their first year there in Utah. And again, they gave up quite a bit here. Geekie, Tampa Bay does not want, but still, he's a good piece. You got the 2025 2nd round pick, which I'm sure Arizona's hoping isn't high, but Tampa Bay's hoping is. And then the 2024 7th was already used. 7th round pick is kind of what it is. Again, for this trade, we'll use Sean Day again just to, make it fair. And he shouldn't really affect this trade at all. So looking at it here, Tampa Bay, honestly, I think they're going to reject as well, which would just say EA thinks it's a fair deal, because even though we are giving them more value, usually you have to give up quite a bit more when a player has a lot like Sergachev, even on medium difficulty. Let's see what the Lightning say to this. And yeah, trade's rejected. So in-game, EA feels like it was a fair trade. Like I said, I do too, but I do give the slight edge to Utah there. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, Sergachev's good, but he's injury prone. Apart from this year, where definitely, he had an injury-riddled season, but he had a big-time injury. That's why he only played 34 games. Last year, basically played the whole year. Same with the year before that. The year before that, 56, but that was the COVID-shortened year. The year before that, 70. That year also got shortened by COVID. 75, 79. So I don't really know what people are talking about. Like a guy missing, on average 3 or 4 games a year is honestly nothing in the grand scheme of things. So as long as he's able to come back from the injury, which he had, I think is probably the bigger question. Can he come back healthy? Then I think, Utah definitely makes out quite well. And like I was saying to you guys, there was actually another big trade that happened with the Utah Hockey Club, and that was getting John Marino here from the Devils. Like I said, I think he's immediately their 2nd best defenseman behind Sergachev in game, 26.85 on a pretty good contract, I think, $4.4 million for the next 3 years. And all they had to give up was a 2024 2nd and a 2025 2nd. And again, Arizona had so many 2nd round picks from all the bad contracts they took on. They basically got these 2nds for free. I think the other one here was the Oilers 2nd. Look at all the 2nds they still have. This is what you want to do when you have all those extra 2nd round picks from, taking on all these bad contracts. Try to actually utilize them for some good players that you already know are good, opposed to just taking lottery shots in the draft. So here we actually have to add somebody random. I want it to be a low contract, a little Kirkland there. Shouldn't affect it. So The 2 seconds, Devils want, which is honestly kind of surprising because they should be going for it. Pretty close to value there, Marino. I think they're going to say yes to this. Like, the value's pretty equal. And the trade's rejected. They did say sweeten the value just a touch, so I'm curious, what does EA think would be kind of, you know, more fair value? Let's try 2 seconds and a 7th. I should mention too, Kirkland's done growing, he's 27, so he literally has 0 value. And wow, the 7th round picks. So yeah, EA thinks this is a fair trade, at least from the Devils' perspective, if, you know, adding a 7th gets it done, but we'll try it from the Devils' side now as well. And as you can see here, the Coyotes are interested in Marino. I keep saying Coyotes, they should be saying Utah. So we'll see here if they do the trade just for the 2 seconds, the Washington and the Edmonton next year. I feel like Arizona/Utah probably says yes. And they do. Okay, so I guess EA feels like, you know, Arizona slightly won this one since they were able to get him without adding that 7th round pick to make it fully fair, but I mean, I think more or less it's another fair trade. So pretty cool to see, you know, some fair trades going down today. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully you see some more trades as free agency approaches. I'm definitely, you know, very excited to see what happens in the NHL. Definitely one of the most fun times of the year. If you guys did enjoy this video, leave that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.